Hi everyone, Cyber, welcome back in another video. So first of all, sorry for not uploading in the last month. I haven't uploaded because I'm working really hard on my main channel, so it's in the description. Please go subscribe to it and just watch the videos. I put hours and hours of work on that channel, so yeah, please just go over there. I think it deserves a lot more. So with that being said, I am very sorry for not uploading, but I really wanted to make a monster review and just going over every single survivor monster. So, I'm gonna do that. But you might be saying, well, there's a day left. Today I'm going to be uploading 5 different videos for each survivor monster. Now, I'm recording this video for the second time, but in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Rick. No, not Rick. Daryl. He is one of the best monsters out of this new generation, and probably the best one to buy a rank 0. Now, first of all, let's talk about this monster's stats, and we'll go over everything. I'll try to cover everything I can, but yeah, I'm going to be pretty quick. So, first of all, let's go over the stats. He has a life stat of 143,265, which is pretty high for attackers, but it's not phenomenal or anything. He has a power stat of 11,176, which is also pretty low for attackers. And he has a speed stat of 8,305, which is the highest, or one of the highest, speed stats for attackers. So that's pretty good. The life stat and the speed stat are pretty decent. However, the power stat lets his monster a bit down, knowing he's an attacker. Those monsters are metal element, which means he's going to hit for weakness every light monsters. And if we look at the meta right now, there's like 5, I think, meta light monsters. Okay, let's count them. There's Elvira, there's Cupid, so we're 2, there's Galvanist, there's Uriel, there's Raris, there's Pentex. No, okay, it's 6. So there's 6 meta light monsters, which should speak by itself. Okay, actually Raris is also it's light and metal, so yeah, he's now weak to metal, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, it's a very good element for today's meta. Now, talking about this monster straight, at rank 0 you have Survivor, which means Undead Hater, Immune to Fear, and Hardened. It's a pretty decent trait. Undead Hater means you're going to be dealing triple damage against monsters like Frapsy, Lord Heyman, Shivaraka, Marmodus, and a ton more powerful monsters. So yeah, it's a pretty neat book to hate on. Then at rank 1 you get Guard-Down Hater. So this monster not only has Undead Hater, also Guard-Down Hater, which means you're gonna be dealing triple damage against all monsters that have Guard Down. And look, be careful to something. This monster can hold Galactic talents. And there's a certain talent which applies Guard Down to all enemies. And that means you're going to be dealing pretty much triple damage after your first turn every time, which is so damn good. And yeah, I'm so glad they gave this monsters this skill. With that being said, at rank 3 you get Dark Protection, not that needed. I mean, there's some strong dark attackers like Canocrow in the meta, but still, you're not gonna need that much. At rank 4 you get Cetoscaster Double Healing. It will be pretty good, but we'll get to that in a second. And rank 5 you get Self-Pierce. Now, the Pierce is only at rank 5, but it won't be a problem. I'll explain that as we start reading, but yeah. As relics, you can hold a sword and an amulet. And as books, he's an exclusive Zoomorph and Wielders. Zoomorph is not the needed Wielder either, but in exclusive we already have a ton of good monsters. We have Canocrow, we have Lord Heyman, we have Darman, we have Forge Labs or whatever is he called, and we have all the other Walking Dead monsters. So it's a book filled with pretty neat monsters. And yeah. Now let's go on to the skill set. As his basic attacks, he has Into the Woods, which deals moderate melee damage to an enemy and applies Quicksand to an enemy. It's, 0 cooldown, 30 stamina skill, which deals 30 damage. You're not gonna need it. Then Emotional Shield, which applies Kill Mirror to itself. 0 damage, 0 stamina, 0 cooldown, 0 stamina, but again, just a skill mirror, you're not gonna need it. This monster is an attacker, not a tank. And there's some better skills for doing that moving forward, but we'll get to that soon. Then as his tier 1 skills, he has Patched Up, which heals by 30%. 0 cooldown, 30 stamina, pretty good for healing, but not that needed. Attack and Defend, which is actually his first good skill, which deals moderate melee damage to an enemy, 30 damage, and applies skill mirror to itself. Yeah, it's a very good skill, especially if you're running this monster with any, like with Shadow Nia, with Amania, and any monster that can give an extra turn. Because if you give an extra turn to this monster, he reflects it, so you can do that effortlessly, especially with Shadow, so yeah. It's a pretty neat skill, you probably should run it. Then you have Apex Predator, which applies damage reduction to an enemy and heals itself by 30%. 2 turn cooldown, 42 stamina. You don't need this skill. Self-healing, better than the no, Patched Up is better actually because it's a 0 cooldown. You're just adding a damage reduction on there, which honestly is not gonna save you or anything, so yeah. And then you have Anti-Tank Attack, which applies Pierce to itself, deals moderate melee damage to an enemy. So 35 damage skill, which applies self-pierce, and it doesn't remove it, it applies it and that's it. Which is very good, especially knowing that this monster, to have the actual pierce, you have to rank him to rank 5, which is pretty much insane. Now, with that being said, it's a 2 turn cooldown, 42 stamina, the damage is pretty low, however, again, if you have the Guardian Hater plus against a light monster, the damage is gonna be like per 6 or something, so yeah. You have, as you're thirsty, then moving on, you have Easy Street, which removes torches and heals itself by 30%. Actually decent skill, knowing that you have this much tortures on the meta right now, this could definitely come in handy, however, I don't really think it's a game changer. And then you have Beta Showdown, which applies Pierce to itself, deals more damage, metal damage to enemy, and applies Bleed. This is a good skill. 40 damage, single target. 40 damage is not high, however, for a Pierce skill that applies Bleed, it's a pretty good skill. With that being said, now, if you get this monster ranked 0, you're gonna get all of these skills. Now, for a ranked 0, this isn't bad. However, you're not gonna be able to rank it up. I overall do not recommend buying the monster itself, but if you really want a Walking Dead monster and go away with cheap, with a monster that will last you like a decent amount of time, go for this monster ranked 0 because you'll get some pretty good skills. So if you get ranked 0, you'll probably run a Beta Showdown, Anti-Tank Attack, Attack and Defend, probably Patched Up or some skill to heal. So yeah, this is your preferred skill set for a ranked 0 Daryl. Now, if you get this monster rank 1, you're going to get 2 other skills. Fierce Force, which applies total damage reduction to an enemy and removes torches from itself. If this was to heal, it would have been a very good skill, however, you're an attacker, you don't need to apply damage reduction. And then you get also Swamp Sweeper, which deals very heavy metal damage to an enemy, applies Quick Sense to an enemy, and measure damage reduction to an enemy. This is a very good skill for this monster. 55 damage, metal skill. Although it's a 3 turn cooldown skill, it's a pretty good one. Especially if you get him only rank 1, you still have the Pierce skills, and you have this one which deals a lot of damage. So if you buy this monster rank 1, you want to run Beta Showdown, Anti-Tank Attack, Swamp Sweeper, and Attack and Defend. So this is my recommended skill set for the rank 1 version of this monster. It should cost you about 50 euros, which is again insane for a rank 1 monster. However, it's not that bad. And then a rank 2 you get 2 other skills, which are Dog Come, which removes positive effects from one enemy and deals heavy metal damage to an enemy. Decent skill for an attacker, however this monster has Pierce, you don't need to remove positive effects. Unless you have this monster not ranked up and you really want to just deal damage, so yeah, this could come in handy. Then you have Crossbow Bolts, which applies Pierce to itself and deals heavy metal damage to an enemy and heals itself by 50%. This is a really good skill. 50 damage skill is pretty high for this monster's skill set. Applies Pierce, which is also pretty good. Again, a Pierce skill, this is what this monster is about. And you're healing 50%. If this monster gets half his life knocked out, he regens it with this skill. So, very powerful skill. Ideally, you want this monster at rank 5 or even only at rank 2, whatever. So you have all your skills. You don't really need to get this monster rank 5, even at rank 2 to unlock all the skills is pretty good. So if you get a monster, if you want to get one of these monsters for free and for cheap, you probably would get Daryl either rank 0, which is not bad, rank 1, which is borderline good, and rank 2, which is good. So yeah, it'll cost you 80 bucks for the rank 2, 290 euros for the rank 5, which is why I don't recommend buying these monsters on rank 5, and a rank 0 30 bucks, so 35 bucks. So yeah, it's a pretty pricey monster. I don't recommend overall buying these monsters because they're not that game changing, apart from one of them, but yeah. Overall, I say if you really want to buy a Walking Dead monster, and you want one for cheap that is good at rank 0 and it will last like a little bit more at least, this is the monster you want to go for. I would like to buy this monster because he's a pretty fun monster to use. He has some pretty neat mechanics, however, I am not gonna spend that much money on a monster that's not gonna last that much. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, please go check out my main channel, and with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.